Welcome to another CEO Wisdom podcast with Srini Siddireddy. He is founder and CEO at Sports Plus. We're going to talk about sports and their crucial aspects in society nowadays. One of my favorite topic. Srini is an ex-software engineer turned entrepreneur. So we're going to talk about his journey, his transfer, his pivot there. And this podcast is brought to you by podfire.com. That is my podcasting agency. If you want to start, scale, be invited to podcasts like this one and monetize podcasting to scale it to the sky, you can go to podfire.com. Srini, welcome to the pod. Can you tell me a bit more about yourself and about Sports Plus?
Sounds great. Hello, Charles and everybody. Thanks for having me on your podcast. So myself, I used to be a quiet engineer. So for a long time, in my early career. So then with my kids, we moved to Bay Area where I see a lot of sports and activities happening. We moved from Boston where half of the year used to be underground with snow and everything. So I noticed my kids getting very active in sports. Then they started getting really good in sports in some areas. So I was thinking, how can I measure their progress? How can I document all their sports journey? And I was looking for apps to do so, but at the time I didn't find any. Given that I'm an engineer myself and I also had a previous experience starting another failed company. So I started building something for them. With my connections, I recruited a team and we started adding more and more features to the product. So initially we built for athlete management layer. So targeting athletes and helping them to track their progress, log their stats, and set their goals and see how they are progressing. Then we added the team management layer where sports teams can manage their team communication, roster and schedules and lineup and all that stuff. Then we kept going and we added the organization management layer, which allows sports organizations open their registration, then collect payments, then schedule leagues and tournaments, and then open their shop and also a website builder for them so that everything they are doing automatically published to their website. And also the mobile app. So basically, we kept going, we kept adding and adding more and more features based on our initial customer requirements. So that is the best way to build a system based on the customer requirements. So here we are after 9 years, we have a solid platform now helping all aspects of sports management for youth and amateur sports organizations.
And how did you get started with that? How was the pivot from engineer to founder? What was your epiphany that told you, holy shit, I need to start something or I'm going to die in this 9 to 5?
So I always had something in my mind that I am going to do something on my own as a business, but I never know what it's going to be. So in 2006, 7, 8, in those years, so I, along with my friend, we thought of taking on Craigslist. We saw that there is a lot of need at the time for classifieds advertising, but we have this platform popular, but crappy interface. We thought we can provide a lot better one. We did build a good system, but we failed to acquire the users and turn into a business. So that way it failed. So, but we learned valuable lessons from that. Then after that, so I moved to Bay Area and then ran into sports. So given that experience and given that myself engineer, I can build. So I started building myself first. Then gradually going. So it's nothing that happened one day. It's a gradual thing where I started somewhere and I kept going, kept working on it. And here we are.
Interesting. And why sports in itself? Like, why not another startup? Was like sports have been quite influential in your life, but why make a business out of it? It seems to be a tougher product market fit there.
Yeah, sports is sports is tough. Obviously, it's not easy. Um, uh, Part of the reason is the sports market is not very open to trying new technologies, adapting new technologies, and it's very conservative market where they want to stick to what they know and how they used to do. So that makes it very difficult for any technology company that are trying to help to advance sports. But as everything is moving and right, technology is moving, and so we are in a world driven by AI. Now everybody is realizing and adopting new tools. Earlier, they used to do everything with the spreadsheets, but that leads to a lot of errors and a lot of complexities. So they are realizing it, and they're adopting platforms like us, Sports Plus. So yeah, it's like any other market where there are certain things that are difficult, certain things that helps intrigues you and motivates you and keeps you going. Especially, I love sports from my childhood, and any opportunity to help more people involved in sports and make it easy to organize sports and eliminate the confusion and provide more playing time instead of administrative work. So that really motivates me, even though this is difficult and it's hard to other organizations adapt and use it. But given my interest and also seeing myself and also my kids being very active, that gives additional motivation. So yeah, it's a tough business from a business point of view. But when it works and somebody says, hey, this helped me and this helped us and this saved our time, then all the pain and suffering is worth.
In your case, what does your day-to-day look like, and how do your physical activity contribute to your founder and CEO activity?
Yeah, so given that now I can control my schedule, even though sometimes not all the time, given the demands and various things that goes on, various fires that erupts at any time. So I'll have to be very dynamic in adjusting my schedule because you never know what happens on any one day. So you cannot fully schedule yourself and stick to one schedule. So yeah, I'll have to be very flexible and adjust based on the needs of the day or week. So on a good day, I schedule myself where I'll have my time for jogging. I love jogging. I go out on trials, and so on a daily means at least twice a week. So again, it all depends on what happens in the business and what kind of issues fires breaks out. So the key is quickly adjust and make a way to provide some time in my schedule for additional physical activity, because that is essential, especially for given the stressful job I have. So the physical activity helps relieve certain stress and also help prepares your mind and body for all the difficult things that might come out tomorrow.
Who do you target? Who's your ICP, and how do you target them?
So from a business point of view, any organized sporting activity, like it could be your local club or a league, or it could be somebody running tournaments in the local area, or it could be somebody having a sports facility and they are running various sports operations, or as it could be as big as a sport governing body where they have a big governing body like Little League, or like we don't go into professional sports like NFL, NBA. They're governing bodies, but we don't serve them. So in the youth and amateur sports, any governing bodies like that, and along with their member clubs. So our platform supports both of them. So any of them would be our ideal customer. We get a lot of inbound inquiries through the social media search engines. So that's one major source of customer acquisition for us. When they come to us, they ask for a demo, right? So we give a demo, and as they like the platform, they become our customer. And that's a major source how we acquire customers.
Right. And how do you scale such a business? Explain to us the financials of the business and how you plan in scaling that business. Because you're in the Bay Area. To me, it seems that you're not going with the classic getting funding model. You're a bit more bootstrapped than most. So what is your financial plan with this company? Where do you want to scale it?
So I'm in a crowded market. So where there are multiple other players, but our platform is very robust compared to others, where we provide a lot of inbuilt features that covers a lot more ground than my competition. But my competition is a little bit well established on the market footprint, because as you mentioned, we are mostly stayed bootstrapped and haven't raised a lot of capital. So that doesn't allow us to do certain marketing and scaling activities. So, but now we are seeing increased inbound conversion in terms of more organizations coming to us. So as we grow, then at some point I'm planning to raise additional capital needed to that I can use for additional business building activities, like going to these conferences and or even targeting additional outbound, running out some outbound campaigns, various things. So my plan is in next year, we most likely going to raise additional capital. Right now, the funding environment is really difficult, and also the valuations are very low because of interest rates and the way economy is right now. But next year, I hope things will change, and that's when I'm planning to raise additional capital to take the company to the next level.
Right. In terms of challenges, you mentioned when we started that, yeah, it was not the easiest of company to scale. Like, what challenges have you faced so far, and how have you resolved it?
So one of the major challenges, the sports, the people involved in sports, like coaches or administrators, or even a lot of these organizations are non-profit and associated with town, and not everybody is motivated to grow the organization. So those are some of the challenges where when we go and present that we can help you grow, and we can help you get more registrations, we can help you run more operations efficiently. So it's a little difficult. If it is a regular for-profit business, it would have been easier for us to pitch and help them adapt. But given here, these are non-profit organizations, a lot of them associated with town, and there are many decision makers, even for a small business. Because they don't treat themselves like a business. So because of all those things, it gets a little bit complicated. The sales cycle gets complicated and longer, even for a smaller deals. So if it is longer for a bigger deals, that's okay. But when it is longer for smaller deals, that's when things get difficult for us from a sales point of view. So yeah, those are the problems where the real motivation. As a technology platform, we are trying to help and grow and transform their operations, but the other side don't always see it in the same way. They are okay. They treat technology like a medicine. They only look for technology when there's a real pain point. So these are some of the challenges we have to face as we try to acquire new customers.
Interesting. And what does your sales cycle look like? And how do you reach out to these folks? Is it cold email, LinkedIn outreach? Is it organic? How do you get these new clients? And how long does it take to typically close a deal?
So majority, currently we are acquiring majority of customers through inbound channels, that is search engines mostly, then some through social media and blog and other something like reviews platforms, where we are when some of our customers post a good review, right, that helps us. So yeah, right now majority of our customer acquisition is through inbound channels. We also spend some money on advertising like Google ads, Bing ads, and also some advertising on review platforms like Capterra. So that is another thing, inbound also, but again, involves a paid component. Then we that's it right now. 90+% of our customer acquisition is through the inbound channels.
Inbound channels. And where do you invest the most money nowadays? And what kind of tech stack do you use? Do you use some AI technology as well to, for example, produce a bunch of blogs that are SEO'd?
No, we don't use that because we haven't found good way to generate the content that is going to really help. So at this point, I think we do it manually. We write the content, some of the blog posts we do, everything we write to it. We don't use any AI. The writers may use AI tools to help for proofreading and stuff like that. But in general, the videos we make are the content that we create. So we are not using AI so much, because in sports space, in some sectors, the AI has evolved much more, and where there is a lot more commercial activity, and there are you can use those tools. But in sports, I think they are not there yet.
So what are your top 3 objectives for 2024? Where do you want to take the business?
So 2024, so I'm planning to raise additional capital in 2024. I hope the capital environment will be in a good position than compared to now. Then it all depends on that activity. Once if we can raise that capital, then the plan is to, for example, attend all the sports conferences that are out there, and work on some brand building activities, like invest more on the marketing side, like to generate lot more good content and produce a lot more good videos, and also produce a lot more videos about the product, and also general sports awareness. So those are all the brand building activities. And also on the business side, certain business development activities like increasing the sales team, and maybe hiring a little bit higher up sales executives that can help bring bigger organizations. So yeah, those are all the plans, but again, it all depends on our ability to raise the capital.
Love it. And tell me about your day-to-day as a CEO. Like, what routines brought you more success in your business? What habits have you adopted that made you successful in where you are and who you are, where you are today?
Okay, so especially as a founder and CEO, sometimes it can be a very lonely place. Especially I'm a single founder, and sometimes there'll be some of the issues are pretty depressing. So that's where I found a way to adjust myself, and I know, again, I kind of prepared myself where, yes, there are going to be difficult days, and I had that acceptance and preparation so which helped me to deal with those issues. And sometimes when there are no, there are when few weeks go by when there are no challenging issues like that. So I feel, oh, what's going on? So it feels a little bit weird because as a single founder, technology startup, and in a competitive landscape, there are always challenges, and either with the existing customers and challenges with acquiring new customers, market conditions, or your employees, or also new hires. So there are going to be always challenges. So so a lot of times it's a preparation. So reading right books and prepare yourself, and expect, don't be too positive or don't be too negative. So can be too high or can be too low, because there are going to be good days, there are going to be really bad days. So preparation, basically knowing all these things, preparing ahead of the time, and then adjusting myself based on what happens. That's what helps me keep going.
Love it. And where can people find out more about you, Srini?
So I think I would say LinkedIn. So my LinkedIn handle is S Siddireddy. So yeah, they can find more about me there.
Love it. And that was another CEO Wisdom podcast with Srini and Charles today with us. Was a cool entrepreneur, and you can go to his website, sportsplus.co.